So the channel right here has only posted 10 videos. They've already made over $4,000 this month. And it might be hard to believe, but their content is 100% created with AI. Now, when I looked at this channel, I saw that they are making some major mistakes. So I'm 100% sure that some person who is watching this video right now that I'm posting will be recreating this and making a whole lot of money. But let's just take a look at their analytics first. So filtering for the most popular videos, you'll see that they have 2 videos in the last month alone that almost totals, let's say, 750,000 views. And for a channel like this that is posting half an hour, maybe even an hour-long videos, like you can see their latest video here, it's 54 minutes. This channel will have an RPM of about $7 to $10, and this is just based on my experience from having ran hundreds of channels like this. It's literally what I do for work. I've helped hundreds of people also start channels like this, so I'm very sure that we can estimate this RPM to be like $10. So counting with those 750,000 views times 10, that would be a $7,500 month from just these 2 videos. Now, the reason why you are going to be able to outcompete this channel rather easily is, first of all, they're not posting consistently at all. They've been getting super good results. They are monetized, but for some reason they're not uploading, let's say, every day or every other day. They're uploading one time every 2 weeks, which is just a huge waste of money. And second of all, the thing that I found is that the content is simply not so good. We can take a look at one of the videos here and you will see what I mean.
The Bible isn't just a spiritual guide, it's a health manual. And most people have only read the first few pages.
So you can see just super standard AI content, AI voice, bad looking captions, AI visuals as well. It's just 100% AI. And the one thing that I saw that they are making a huge mistake through is that if we skip to, let's say, 1 minute into the video and we just keep on playing here.
Incense, garlic, turmeric. And the response has been extraordinary. Because deep down, that God didn't design your body and I haven't shown you yet.
So 1 minute and 13 seconds into the video, and this creator is still on the intro. They're still talking about the response they got from their previous videos, and this is going to dramatically decrease the performance. Even though they're making these huge mistakes that you can very easily improve upon, they've been getting 26,000 views in the first 4 days of posting this video, which is quite insane. So this is a very interesting niche. This is pretty much exactly what you want to be looking for when you're doing niche research yourself. And you can even steal this niche if you're quick when this video goes out and just take it over. Now, if you've been on this channel before, I'm all about free value. I'm gonna get straight into the tutorial showing you exactly how you can recreate this with AI for as cheap as possible, but do it way better than these guys. So I'll be showing you the exact step-by-step process of how to generate scripts, voiceovers, how to arrange the editing so that you don't have to spend more than 1 or 2 or 3 hours per week on this channel, how to structure your team, how to do everything just the proper YouTube automation way. And for those of you that are new to this channel, that is the same way that I've started all of my faceless YouTube channels. I started the channel called How to AI with over 330,000 subscribers. And I've since then launched tens of channels myself and also hundreds of channels with students that I've been able to help to get to these crazy results like over 100K. Now, a super quick disclaimer, this is purely educational content. What I'm showing you right here, just because you follow these steps does not mean that you're gonna make any money at all. It does not mean that you're gonna get rich. YouTube is not a get rich quick scheme. This is simply to teach you about AI and the methods that we've been using ourselves and we've experienced perform really well. But that does not mean that you'll just be able to go and implement this and become a millionaire yourself. So you've already seen the kind of content that they are posting, just the super standard AI kind of stuff with a bit of editing and captions. It's gonna be super easy to recreate. So the first thing that we need to do is determine the topic that the video will be about. And you as a beginner, since you don't know so much about YouTube, the best thing that you can do here is just go with a proven concept. If we just take a look at this channel right here, you'll see that, maybe recreating this video with 900 views wouldn't be the best idea because not so many people seem to like it. However, this video with 469,000 views, that seems to be very enjoyed by the audience who watches these kinds of videos. So of course, you as a beginner, you should just be copying this topic. You shouldn't be trying to invent something new, since that will greatly decrease the chances of you going viral like these guys. I'll go ahead and use this topic for my video, which is every biblical plant that actually heals explained. And in order to write the script for this, which would be the next step, you just copy the link to the video here. Boom, copy. Either you can go onto the video like this and you just scroll down to the description. You can get the transcript right here by pressing on show transcript. And you'll see it right here. Or if you want to be able to just copy it all at once, you just go over to a website like this, which is called YouTube to transcript. Paste in the URL I just copied. And you know, it's gonna ask me if I'm a robot, because I do this quite often. Then you can just copy the entire transcript right here, which is what we've just done. Boom, now we have the transcript of the entire topic and video just on our clipboard. And now you can just proceed on to the next step, which is going over to Claude. And you might have seen this in my other uploads. I prepared this prompt that we kind of always use. And it says, I want you to write a script similar to my previous successful video about plants. Make sure that you have the same tone, language, formatting as the uploaded transcript to make sure that we're really modeling the proven concept. Write it on the same topic as the reference. The reason why I'm writing my previous successful video about plants and not, copy this competitor's successful video is because Claude has some pretty strict policies. So as soon as you insinuate that you're going to copy something, it's of course going to tell you, hey, I can't help you do that. But if you just format it like this, it's going to be all good. Now, it's also very important that you don't actually just copy sentences or phrases one-to-one from your competitor. We are not here to copy someone or rip something off. We're simply here to take the proven concept from our competitors and the reason why it performed so well for them, and then use that to write our own unique script with AI. So that is also why I added, do not copy any sentences or phrases one-to-one. Because if you do copy something one-to-one, the competitor can also go and copyright strike you and take your channel down, which is not a good time. Anyways, just paste in the transcript. You'll see that it looks like this. Then I can simply just press on the send button right here, and it should start writing my script. I also made this 1,000 words just for the sake of the example. If you're going to create a 30-minute video like this one, I would recommend you to use, for example, 5,000 words. And this is also one of the reasons why we are using Claude and not ChatGPT. Because ChatGPT, it cannot output a 5,000 word script for you in one single go. You would have to kind of generate separate parts, and then ChatGPT will start to hallucinate and write random stuff. It's not gonna turn out so well. Claude, however, even if you make it 5,000 words, it's going to output the entire script without a single issue. So Claude is just the GOAT when it comes to script writing, and that is what you should be using. But as you can see, we got the entire script being generated here. I think it's done. And if we just take a look at the intro, long before the hospital waiting room, before the insurance pre-authorization, before the pill bottle with this 47-word warning label nobody reads, there was a garden. Pretty good hook, maybe a little bit long. When you do start a channel like this and you post more and more, you start getting data and feedback from your viewers. You're going to understand what a good hook is, and you can just tweak your hook yourself manually. It takes 5 seconds, but it makes a huge difference. So I would definitely recommend that you do so. Step number 2 is already done. We've been here for a few minutes. Step number 2 is done for a cost of $0. This means that we can move on to the next step, which would be the voiceover. And in order to do so, you would copy your entire script like this. I'm just going to copy a small part of the intro for the sake of the example. And then we're going to head over to a website called 11 Labs. So 11 Labs is essentially the best voiceover website out there. Like, they produce the most high quality voices out of all websites. They've been around the longest, I think, as well. It's just the easiest to use. The one thing that can become quite a roadblock here, if you are a beginner, is that 11 Labs can tend to become quite expensive. If we go over to the pricing plans here, for example, you will see that they charge $22 per month for 100,000 credits per month, which is quite a small amount of credits if you're going to be generating, 1 or 2 of these videos every single day. So that is why I found a separate website for you guys that would just save you a ton of money really. I recommend this website to everyone in the program as well. And here you can see that you can get 250,000 credits for $8. And if we compare it once again, $22 for 100,000 credits, it's quite a big difference. Now, the interesting part is that this website actually uses the 11 Labs voices and the 11 Labs API, so you won't be missing out on any of the quality that you would get from 11 Labs. So it's really just a little kind of life hack to make sure that you're saving as much money as possible. You can see that I already have $10 in my balance here. I'm going to select this package, confirm the purchase. Boom, I successfully purchased 250,000 credits. I can now head over to the Labs kind of tab up here, and it will take me to a interface that looks a lot like 11 Labs. Yeah, they've just made it as similar as possible. And here we can use any voice from 11 Labs as well. So let's say I want a voice here for our content. I want someone with a deep kind of middle-aged British voice. Something like Edward, perhaps. We can listen to it here and hear a sample.
The courage to start is the first step to succeed.
I think that would be perfect for a video about biblical plants and healing stuff, kind of seductive almost. Yeah, it says seductive, strong British man here. You would just press on the mouse button right here, the click button. You'll see that it's now been selected in the field. Do not play around with the settings too much. It's just going to ruin the stability or the consistency of the voice. Not really recommended. Then just go ahead and paste in your script here. Press on create voice, confirm, and it's going to start generating the voiceover. I might have to get back to you when this is done, because this website, although it is much cheaper and will save you a bunch of money, it will of course be a little bit slower than 11 Labs. 11 Labs would generate this in 5 seconds, but this might take half a minute, a minute. Right, so the voiceover is now completed here. It says it right here. Let's take a listen to how it sounds.
Long before the hospital waiting room, before the insurance pre-authorization, before the pill bottle with the 47-word warning label nobody reads, there was a garden.
As you can hear, sounds pretty good. That'll work perfectly for our video here. So I would just go ahead and press on download to make sure we have that on our computer. Boom, you can see right here it has been downloaded. So now the script and the voiceover have been generated, and you're gonna come to the most critical step of the entire video production process. So in order to create content like this, there are 2 ways to do it. Either you do it the manual way, that will kind of make it very hard for you to become successful with YouTube, which is doing all of this yourself, generating the images yourself, editing this yourself, adding captions yourself, finding out how to do all of this yourself. And the second way is the way that I do it. Everyone does it. Literally every single student that we work with that are successful do it this way. You hire an editor to do this for you. Now don't panic yet, because it will not cost you $200 per video that you create. You can actually negotiate with editors to find a very good and cheap deal for content like this if you find them at the right places. And no, we're not going to be hiring people off of Fiverr, like probably most gurus online tell you, since editors from Fiverr, they will most likely not be so familiar with the YouTube automation concept. They will overpromise so much but underdeliver. So they're going to charge you a lot of money because you're a beginner, you don't really know what to be charged, but they will simply deliver quite crappy work to you. And secondly, they're going to overpromise but underdeliver on the work that they make. So they're going to give you all of these high hopes and everything, that they're super good, that they will give you the best video, but then when you hire them and you actually get the delivery, 9 out of 10 times on Fiverr, you will become quite disappointed. So the way that you should be doing it is to hire editors off of Discord. And this is a community called Video Editors. You literally just scroll down to the Post a Job channel. By the way, this community has 114,000 members, most of which being creators, like editors, people that work freelance and provide services like the one we need. So you just scroll down to the channel, Post a Job, press on the button right here. You'll see that a pop-up should show up. Here you can just write video editor, since that is what we are looking for. For the example URLs, you simply just head over to the video and the competitor channel that we found. Copy the link to that video, then just paste it into the example URLs field here. What is your budget? For content like this, you don't have to pay more than you know, $1, $2, maybe $3 per minute of content. And if you're aiming to create longer videos, like half an hour, I would always try to negotiate some kind of deal with the editor where like you both are on the same page that, hey, we're gonna create longer content. Of course, it doesn't make sense to charge $5 per minute here. Yeah, that would mean that you're paying $150 for a single video, which is not really reasonable for a cash cow channel. So you would just get on the same page of this with the editor. I can guarantee you that there are people who are willing to edit this entire video for, you know, $30 or something like that. And considering that this one video has generated them over $4,000, the return on the investment is very high if you're only investing $30 to create a video. So yes, you would just input the budget that you might have, payment service that you want to use, description of what you need. You simply just describe the channel that you have right here, some key information like how much you'd be looking to upload, if this is a long-term position, whatever, just all of the details related to the post. Then you just press on submit and you will get a ton of message requests from editors. If I just go over to my DMs, I posted a job post like this like 5 days ago. You will see that I have so many still people messaging me 3 hours ago that they're interested in my full-time video editor kind of position. And you'll see that this just goes on and on forever with people that have already reached out. I've been talking to tens of people and reviewing samples from everyone. So it really isn't that hard to find an affordable editor if you just know where to look for them. So in order to proceed, you will be communicating with all of these people, requesting free samples from all of them to kind of test their skills. Just share them the voiceover, the script, and tell them that you want something like this. They're gonna create it, get back to you, and you just pick the person that is the best and the cheapest. One very important thing that you must be doing as well as soon as you hire someone is to structure your team on a simple team management platform. Otherwise, you're going to end up like these guys who are not able to post more than, you know, one time every 2 weeks, and that can end up costing you literally tens of thousands of dollars if you're as inconsistent as these people. And for this, there's a bunch of free options. I personally use something like Cloudboard. It's a simple like Kanban software where you can just manage your video super easily here. You can see the different columns that I have. Script done. As soon as a script is generated by either you or your virtual assistant, you just drag the card over to here. Voiceover done, editing in progress. Super easy for you to just keep track of all of your content that is ongoing, because if we're going to be honest, you will be having to create multiple videos simultaneously if you want to be able to upload 4 times per week. You're not going to be able to create one video at a time and just have one video on the board at a time. It's going to be quite difficult for you to keep up. And the good thing with a tool like this, why I personally use Cloudboard, is because you can communicate with your team. They have a chat function as well. You can send payouts to your freelancers directly within the platform. So you don't even need to create an account at like PayPal, Payoneer, or bother with any of these kind of things. Everything is just integrated into the platform, all for free if you have a small team. So you as a beginner, since you just have 1 or 2 team members, it's going to be free. It's going to be below the usage limits, as you can see here, and you don't have to worry about paying for anything. So instead of complicating everything with 10 different tools that some people might recommend you, there are easier tools for beginners like this one that you can just use, and it's gonna save you a bunch of time. The reason why I'm telling you to hire an editor and do it like this is because I genuinely look out for you. If you want to treat YouTube like a business, like all of our students are doing, for example, Wildman here, like he's been able to hit $2,000 in revenue in the first 13 days, the first 2 weeks of his channel being monetized. So you're really gonna boost your own progress so much by just getting help and not being a one-man army. For example, Ash here, he got monetized in what seems to be 4 videos here, which is absolutely crazy. $384 in the first 2 weeks of launching a channel, which is super cool. He would not be able to do all of this if he was creating the videos himself, because then he wouldn't be able to spend all of the time on ideation, finding super good niches and topics, simply because he's just stuck up on editing videos day in and day out. And the results for people that are implementing this outsourcing strategy, like I've been running this program for a very long time, for years now. I've been helping hundreds of people start their channels. I've seen it firsthand how it works. I've seen people, for example, like Reed here, he's made over $100,000 from the same channel that we started with him half a year ago. And this channel is averaging $400 on bad days for Reed for the last half a year super consistently. Even some days here hitting what seems to be like $1,700 in a single day or $2,000. Absolutely insane. So I'm not gonna say that you have to outsource editing or have to get my help to launch your channel, but if you are a serious person and you want our done for you services where we simply just give you a niche for you to get into, we give you freelancers access to my entire network of freelancers, all the kind of done for you stuff. And if you want a little bit of an extra push and accountability to really get your first channel up and running, then I put the application link to my program in the description. Feel free to apply. We don't work with anyone who sent in an application, since this is a very premium kind of coaching program. We only have a very few limited spots. And this is due to me also hiring very expensive coaches that are making a lot of money with YouTube automation. It's not cheap for me to run the program. But if that does sound like something for you and you want to also network with all of these individuals, send in your application. We'll be in touch if it sounds good for a quick interview. And that's pretty much it. If you want any other free videos on this channel about whatever topic, how to create thumbnails, how to find niches with AI, how to work with virtual assistants to automate even the script writing and the voiceover generation parts, I'm an open book. I try to share as much value as possible for free. Just leave a comment and also make sure to leave a like on this video, and I'll make sure to follow the comments that have the highest demand. But I'll see you in the next video.